G'day folks, Trent here from Mates in Construction in Queensland. This week is Men's Health Week, and we thought it'd be good to go over a few things and ways that you can look after both your physical health and your mental health. As blokes, we might think we're as tough as nails and we can take it all, but we're actually quite prone to certain physical health things and also mental health issues that we can actually do something about to prevent them getting worse in the future. We've come up with a few key points that I want to go through just to highlight exactly what you can do and little changes that you can make in your lifestyle that will actually make a big difference in the long run. The first step is get down to basics and actually give yourself a bit of an assessment of where your health is at. Think a little bit about what am I eating each week? How much am I drinking? Am I doing any exercise? And do I have any downtime habits or things that help me unwind stress that could actually help with both my mental health and physical health? Men's Health Week is a perfect chance for us to actually assess where our life's at, assess the things that we're doing, and see where we could make some little subtle changes. We're not asking you to reinvent the wheel, just saying have a think about some things that you could maybe change slightly that in the long run will make a big difference. One of the big things that can actually contribute to improved physical health and mental health is actually our sleep. Sleep hygiene, we call it, is actually working out how much sleep you need and making sure that you unwind enough in the evenings so that you do get to sleep when you need to. I understand that in the construction industry, we're generally getting up pretty early. Quite often we have 4, 5 a.m. starts, 5 days a week, sometimes even on Saturdays as well. So we don't always get that chance to get that extra sleep in the morning. What we can do is try and unwind a little bit earlier in the evening before and make sure that we get enough sleep so that we're not really tired and relying on energy drinks, caffeine, and other unhealthy things to try and get us through the day. With sleep hygiene, what is also important to remember is in that last couple of hours before you go to sleep, how you unwind. It might be making sure you eat a little bit earlier, switching off your phone, and even avoiding watching TV right up until you go to bed. Things like reading, meditation, or even maybe having a shower or things like that just before you go to bed can actually really help you fall asleep a little bit quicker and get that sleep we need. If we're not getting enough sleep, we can't be ourselves both physically and mentally, and that can have a big impact. One that we probably know about but don't always take care of is what we eat, what we put in our body. Guys, have a little bit of a think about what you have for smoko, what you have for dinner, and even what you have as soon as you wake up in the morning. Food is literally the fuel that runs our body, and as we know, in construction, we're often doing a lot of physical and intense work that actually requires good fuel in our body. It might be even just changing one habit, changing something you get at the smoko shed each week, or if you've got the option, bring your lunch from home can be far more healthy and beneficial for you. It's a bit cheaper as well. Save the smoko lunch for a Friday or something like that and give yourself a reward for a hard week. But you'll notice so much if you can eat better, just how much more energy you have as well. Having a healthy exercise routine is one we all know, but not always one that we all do. Guys, as I mentioned before, we do have quite a physical intensive job, so we don't always feel like doing exercise, but it doesn't have to be something that is super intense. It can be as simple as a short walk or jog after work. Even just 20 minutes of walking around the block at your house can help you to actually unwind and really contribute to good mental health as well as physical health. If you can just add it into your routine each week, I'm sure you'll find it'll really make a difference to both physical and mental health. That exercise routine actually flows into this next tip really, really well, and that's leaving your work at the door or on the job site. It can be really, really hard to just switch off, and if we don't have a good routine around finishing work, letting it go, and letting the stresses wash over us, we can take it home into our family, into our relationships with friends, and it can really become detrimental. I encourage you, as I said before, having a bit of a separator from work to home can really, really help, and that can be physical exercise. It could also be the drive on the way home, putting on one of your favourite albums, listening to a podcast. Perhaps it's actually stopping and going for that walk before you get home. Even taking a little bit more time before you get home to make sure you're in the right frame of mind if you've had a really stressful day. These are little tips and they might seem small, but they will make a major change to you and your relationships at home if you can get into these practices regularly. The next one is actually taking time out for yourself. Now this can be hard, particularly for those blokes with families, because we know how busy our lives get. It can be work, family, friends, repeat, without any time to think or stop for ourselves. I encourage you, try and make some time in your busy schedule to actually do something you love doing. It could be getting outdoors, it could be fishing, it could be a home project that you've really wanted to do. It could be cooking. I mean, guys are even brewing their own beverages these days. There's so many different things that people love to do. These are things that will fill our buckets and help us to unwind and relax. And if we don't do these, we quite often don't feel like ourselves. It doesn't always have to be a big, major thing that takes days and days either. It can just be a small thing that you squeeze in that helps fill your tank and means you've got more to give out to others. So try and find a time to do those things that you love doing. The final point I want to touch on is actually about our significant others. Guys, you fell in love with your partner for a reason, but quite often work, stress, and family commitments get in the way of us showing that love, particularly when we've been in a relationship for a reasonable amount of time. So make some time to go on a date night. If you've got fit kids, find a babysitter and make that a priority that you get to do every now and again that actually shows your partner just how much you care about them. Show them that you cherish them and that will fill their buckets, and in return it'll create a much stronger relationship and will actually help you in your mental health and physical health as well. Guys, I hope you've got something out of those tips. They might seem quite small, but don't discount how significant they can be in making a change for better physical health and mental health. And not only for yourself, but also those loved ones around you. Finally, always remember it's worth checking in on your mate because we're stronger together. Cheers, guys.